Hey, it's Bill, and here's my analysis on another loss for the Toronto Maple Leafs, 4-1 to the Carolina Hurricanes. All right, here's my reaction to the Carolina Hurricanes 4-1 defeat of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Again, you probably expect me to go ranting and raving. I'm not going to do that. Just going to call it like it is. The good news is I played darts last night, so I PVR'd the game. And when I got home from darts, and it was the first time I've gone to darts where they didn't actually play the Leaf game, so I had no idea what the result was when I got back. And then turned it on, it's all hometown hockey, and as you know my opinion on that, it's just garbage, bull crap, Hallmark greeting card nonsense, and don't need it. So when it was on PVR, I can just skip it, and did so. I don't know where they were, Lindsay, Ontario, who gives a shit. Then the game starts, and I'm watching the game. Yeah, the Leafs, the effort was better than you can't be any worse than the Pittsburgh game, but the effort was there. Matthews scores a goal that only Matthews can score. It's an amazing play, wrap around far side, speed, talent, length to get that done. I thought to myself, you know what? If you're going to pay a guy on the team money, that's the guy with the talent. And he scored, and I liked his reaction afterwards. So fantastic. 1-0, got the first goal. Where do you go from here? Well, you get blitzed by the Carolina Hurricanes for the next 12 minutes or 14, 15 minutes of period. Turnovers galore, 2-on-1s galore. I don't know what our defense is doing, but I can tell you that they're not offensive because I've looked at their points. There's no offense there. So try defense for size. And if it wasn't for Jack Campbell, this game would not have been 4-1. It would have been 7-1, 8-1. If Hutchinson was in net, hell, it would be 15-1. Okay? So that's facts. There's horrible 2-on-1s, breakaways, going back the other way, on terrible plays. Jake Muzzin jumping up in the air to try to keep something in. But get back. You're terrible. You can't skate. You've hit the wall. We're going to talk about that in just a sec. Let's take a look at the Carolina 3 goals. So then Carolina blitzes for 3 goals. Let's take a look at the goals. First one, Spezza. He might as well be a piece of paper sitting beside Sebastian Aho. He's going to the net. You glided with him. You're a shadow. Usually when you're going to take a guy who's going to the net, you take his stick, you take his body, you try to get him out of there. Spezza just skated beside him. Didn't take a stick, didn't take the body, didn't do anything. We can also take a look at the fact where what is Jake Muzzin positioned at the top of the circle? Giving the puck away. We'll talk about who's the highest paid defenseman in this game. It was that bum. Great. Maybe I'll focus. Muzzin was good defenseman. Was. He gets paid like he's a great defenseman, and he plays like he's done. Cooked ham, steak left on the barbecue too long. He's Jamie McCowan. If anyone remembers Jamie McCowan, you got to probably with me, age, balding, whatever the hell I'm doing. He was good for a couple years with the Leafs, and then all of a sudden, boom, the wall hit. And he got bad, and he got bad in a hurry. The good news is that management didn't sign him to a $5.6 million contract for the next 3 years when he hit the wall. What did our team do? There you go. And we'll get into that in just a sec. Second goal, you can go back to my first conversation, my first analysis, game 1. I said Sandin, Dermott. They're not good enough. They can't handle physical play. And Carolina brings physical play. Let's take a look at this. You win a faceoff. Back to the point. It's in the offensive zone, and 12 seconds later, it's in your net. Well, how does that happen? Well, let's explain how it happens. Dermott, with a brain fart, fires it into a guy. Always a great move is when a guy's coming out, you shoot it into him. He's going this way. You're going that way. Ain't going to be good. The play on there is in the corner every single time, twice on Tuesdays. Dermott doesn't get it. Okay, we're still okay. Sandin actually played it all right. He kind of expected Dermott to screw it up. So he's on his way back. He's got two lengths on. He's got position on the player. But as I said before, Sandin can't skate. He's not an NHL skater at all. The player behind him, who's tired because I think they iced the puck beforehand, outskates him, and then ragdolls, like it wasn't even a contest. It was a man going against a boy and takes him off the puck. That's embarrassing. That is disgusting. A defenseman can't be giving up battles like that. You take the penalty, worst case. No, he just gets ragdolled. And Campbell maybe should have had the puck, but I don't think Campbell, when your defenseman's got 2 strides on the guy in front of him, you don't expect him to lose the puck like that. My guess. It's in the net. And then you get to the third goal, and yeah, Marner gets all the nonsense and the blame for that one. And yeah, he looked like an idiot. You know me, I'm not a big Marner fan. I don't know what he was doing, waving pucks. He nearly hit the pirouette. Good for him. Lost the battle on the boards, first of all, because he can't win battles on the boards, but we already know that. And then he skates around like an idiot. And then you got Matthews and Brody hitting each other and leaving Nino Niedermeyer, and he could walk right to the front of the net. No defense in the way. Why would there be a defenseman in front of your own net? Here, Nino, take it. Go far side with that. Great play. Just nonsense. Just terrible defense. Now, I thought Matthews and Marner weren't going to be playing together. Well, on that shift, they played together. How'd that go? How did Matthews do when he wasn't playing with Marner? Well, scored a goal. Load up those lines, Sheldon. Really working well. Really working well. Load them up in the because those guys are just playing awesome right now. Moronic. At the end of the day, they worked harder, but it doesn't matter. Carolina's a better team. You want to know they're a better team? They got depth. I'm going to explain something to you that's going to explain why Carolina is better. Because they have a management. They have decent management. Let me explain to you what that means. They even had enough salary cap to give a screw you to Montreal for Jasper Kotkaniemi. Now, they only sent him for 1 year, and he won't be there next year. But at least they gave the house sheet going for signing Sebastian Aho on a offer sheet. Okay? Let's take a look. Jake Muzzin is the highest paid defenseman on the ice last night. Was he the best defenseman? No. Wasn't even close. The best defenseman on the ice for me was Slavin, Brady Shea. I'd even say Ian Cole looked better than them, and Brett Pesce. They all make less than, and they're signed for longer than Muzzin, or signed to the same amount as Muzzin. They're 27, not 32, and 26, 27, 26, signed for the next 3 years, around $5 million each for 3 great defensemen. You can have 2 of them for Marner and have $800,000 to spare. That is the problem. That is the problem with the team. The Leafs have to go out and try to find these deals. Cache, Kampf. They're terrible. 1.25, I don't care. They're bums. That's how they got to keep it going, because they signed all of these big contracts. That is terrible management. Austin Matthews deserves $11.6 million. I don't care what anyone says. He was going to get the Brinks truck was being rolled up for him at the end of restricted free agent from Arizona. That's a fact. You can argue all your nonsense and you can talk about the Champlain. That's a fact. That had to get signed. The Nylander one doesn't look bad now. I will go back in. I thought 5.5 was right. They signed him for 6.8. I went, but in all fairness, I'm wrong on that one. No, that's a nice signing. The minute Marner got signed, the minute they signed Tavares, the minute they signed, okay, they had a plan. Oh, they thought the cap was going to go up. Blah, blah, blah. Shanna plan. Get all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You got what you got. You got a third-line center. Third-line center. I'm not joking when I say Tavares is a third-line center. I apologize to anyone. He's a third-line center on Tampa Bay. He's a third-line center on Colorado. He's a third-line center pretty much on any. Maybe he'd be second line on Boston. Maybe. So, okay, I'll give him second-line center. Center for $11 million. Even if it's a second line center, $11 million for his leadership. Yeah, who else do we bring in for leadership? Marlowe, Thornton. What do all those 3 characters have in common? They don't win. They're losers. They're charity. They haven't won a thing in their lives. Maybe a Canada, or I think the under 18 they might have won. Maybe won a Olympics when Sidney Crosby was leading the team. But they certainly were the best player on the team when they won it. $11 million and then 10.8 for Marner. It's just, you can't win. Can't win. Let's take a look at the Carolina team. Sebastian Aho is their highest paid player, and he would be the 4th highest paid player on the Leafs. Andrei Svechnikov makes more than Nylander, but he makes about $3.5 million less than a certain Marner and certain Tavares. The best player on the ice for me last night was Nino Niederreiter. Guy owned it. Physical, dominating, nice goal, wrap around the side. And he makes less than half. And he signed, well, I guess he's on a UFA next year, so he'll probably get some money. But if I take a look at like Svechnikov, he signed to 2028. Aho signed to 25. Terraneve is they got good contract. They got depth on their team. Depth. They've got a good defense that plays defense because they can afford that. We signed bums. That's the difference between these two teams. So who do I lay the blame on? I got the plan. I got all that kind of stuff. I get that Marner's not a bad player, okay? Marner's let's say you sign him for $8 million. $8 million. You sign Tavares for what he's worth, $6 million. You sign Muzzin for what he's worth, $2 million. That gives you Slavin, and that gives you Pesce. That's the problem with the Leafs. I don't blame the players for signing they better expect criticism, because when you get paid that much, I'm sorry, you have to perform. That's just a fact in life. But the management making those signings, disgusting. They play the Chicago Blackhawks, who are probably, the fans are even worse shape than us, or Leaf fans. On Wednesday, I'll do a video. Hopefully I'll have a win to talk about. I certainly wouldn't put money on it.